This news really shocked me. I never realized the wealth disparity between individuals could be this large. According to a report from the tax office, Australia has seen 11 more individuals with over $100 million in their superannuation. I was speechless for a few seconds when I first saw the news. A retirement fund of $100 million is far from my reality. And as I continued reading, I was shocked again. Australia is set to impose an additional tax on retirement funds exceeding $3 million. This will affect over 80,000 people, meaning there are 80,000 people with retirement funds over $3 million. These people can certainly enjoy a comfortable retirement life. However, for most ordinary Australians, retirement isn't necessarily good news. It can even be a bit sad. The silver lining is that if you haven't reached retirement age, there's still time to change your circumstances, live a retirement life with dignity, and even become a retirement millionaire. Hey there, my name is Alex. Welcome to my channel, where I share information about real estate investment, economic trends, and wealth creation. If you like this video, please smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to watch new weekly videos. Without further ado, let's get into it. Australia is currently dealing with high inflation and high interest rates in the aftermath of the pandemic. Prices are soaring, and for many Australians, making ends meet has become a challenge. People can't even afford to run homes, let alone buy them. An increasing number of individuals are becoming concerned about their retirement prospects. What's alarming is that the age group of those concerned is getting younger. Previously, those worried about retirement were mostly over 40. However, recent surveys indicate that now most start worrying about retirement from the age of 35. Coincidentally, that's the average age Australians buy their first home. My understanding is that only when people start buying homes that they realize how hard life is and then begin to worry about their retirement future. Lately, I've heard a lot of wage increases across various sectors. A raise is always a cause for celebration, but many overlook the impact of inflation. While wages might be rising, purchasing power isn't necessarily increasing. Let me illustrate with an example. According to data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics, as of May 2023, the average weekly wage for Australians is $1,838, which translates to an annual salary of roughly $100,000. If you receive a 4% raise each year, you might be very excited. But if inflation is at 10%, your real wage, or rather your actual purchasing power, has decreased by 6%. You've effectively become poorer. Since the onset of the pandemic, wage growth in Australia has been significantly below the inflation rate. While some might have a sense of this, many are unaware that real wages in Australia have been declining in recent years, plummeting to levels seen in 2009. Compared to 15 years ago, the standard of living for Australians hasn't improved. The Australian culture inherently revolves around steady jobs, holiday travels, weekly get-togethers, and purchasing unaffordable goods and services on credit cards or loans, essentially mortgaging their future wealth. So what about retirement? For the vast majority, the solution lies in superannuation. Upon retirement in Australia, you have 5 sources of income. Superannuation, which is the personal retirement fund, age pension, which is the government pension, personal investment returns, savings, and work income. We'll focus on the first 2 items related to Australia's retirement system. In Australia, employers are required to contribute an amount in addition to an employee's salary. Currently, this contribution is set at 11% of the salary. This retirement fund is managed by fund companies like Australian Super, CBUS, and AMP. These funds are responsible for managing and operating the money, investing it in the most stable manner to yield returns, while also charging a management fee. Essentially, this money belongs to you. However, by law, before you retire, it must be managed by these fund companies. Once you retire, you can withdraw it. To start enjoying retirement and assess your superannuation, there are 3 scenarios under which you can do so. Number 1, reach your preservation age and permanently retire. Or number 2, reach your preservation age and be eligible for transition to retirement pension. Or turn 65. Your preservation age varies based on your birth year, ranging from 55 to 60 years old. The concept of transition to retirement pension refers to partially withdrawing from your superannuation when you've reached your retirement age but wish to reduce working hours without fully retiring. If you reach 65, the restrictions on withdrawing from your superannuation are minimal. Upon full retirement, when you're eligible to withdraw from your superannuation, there are generally 3 scenarios. Number 1, withdraw the entire amount in one go, depositing it into your bank account. You can spend it or invest it since it's your money. However, there might be tax implications and effects on benefits from Centrelink. Number 2, periodically withdraw portions of your superannuation similar to receiving a salary. The withdrawn amount is deposited into your bank account, while the remaining amount continues to earn investment returns in the fund and incurs management fees. Number 3, a combination of the above two. If your superannuation isn't enough, the Australian government offers a second solution, age pension. Once you reach the eligible age for the age pension between 65 and 67, you might receive this benefit. This pension is provided by the government through Centrelink to ensure the basic living standards for the lowest income retirees. Receiving this pension, however, isn't straightforward. There are 3 tests to satisfy. Number 1, you must have lived in Australia for at least 10 years, so recent immigrants like parents can't access this benefit. Number 2, income test. If your income is high, the age pension you receive will be reduced. For singles, if the fortnightly income is below $204, it doesn't affect the age pension. If it exceeds this, the pension is halved. For couples, if the fortnightly income is below $360, it doesn't affect the pension. If it exceeds this, the pension is halved. If the fortnightly income is over the upper limit, the pension stops entirely. Currently, the limit is $2,400 fortnightly for singles and $3,700 for couples. If you're receiving other government benefits, the pension will be reduced accordingly. Number 3, asset test. Excluding your primary residence, all assets, including investment properties, cash savings, overseas assets, and debts owed to you, are considered. To receive the full pension, you can have additional assets ranging from $300,000 to $450,000. For half the pension, you can have additional assets between $670,000 and $1 million. Given these strict conditions, how much can one receive from the age pension? Not much at all. It's dispersed fortnightly. Singles can receive up to $1,100, namely $550 per week, and couples can get up to $1,700, which is $425 per person per week. Given the current economic environment, I doubt this even covers basic food and utilities. Thus, it's evident that the age pension merely ensures one survives. Relying solely on it doesn't guarantee a retirement life with dignity. But would relying on your superannuation offer a much better life in retirement? Let's do some quick math to get an idea. I used the calculator from Australian Super. Let's say you are 35 years old now, with $100,000 already in your superannuation, aiming to retire at 65 and currently earning an annual salary of $100,000. By the time you retire, you'd have accumulated $687,000 in your super. Based on industry standards, assuming an annual living cost of $56,000, this would be enough to last you until you're 90. Or in other words, the money would run out by age 91. According to current statistics, the average life expectancy for Australian men is 85. However, considering the advancements in the healthcare and medicine, 30 years from now, when we retire, the average life expectancy might exceed 90. Then, where does the extra money come from? Earlier, we assumed your annual income was $100,000, but upon retirement, you'd only be spending $56,000 annually. This is almost a 50% reduction in lifestyle, which could significantly impact one's well-being. If you wish to maintain your work-life standard of living post-retirement, spending $100,000 annually, then by age 75, you'd have used up your funds. For the next decade, you'd have to rely solely on the minimal amount from the government's age pension. Note that all of the above calculation did not consider inflation, wage changes, superannuation management fees, potential operational losses, and that you already own a fully paid-off home. If you don't have a home, or even if you do but are still paying off a mortgage, or if Australia experiences high inflation in the next 30 years, then the standard of living could decline even more drastically. Well, now the situation gets scary. Statistics this year indicate that in Australia, most people believe an annual income of $250,000 is required to be considered wealthy. Clearly, from the example above, most of the ordinary Australians are far from living a retirement millionaire lifestyle. Thus, relying solely on superannuation or the government's age pension for retirement is not feasible. This means we must find better ways to ensure a more comfortable retirement. While there are many methods, such as actively establishing passive income streams, entrepreneurship, and investments before retirement, our channel focuses on real estate investment. Let's explore how real estate investment can shape your retirement plan and whether it can transform you into a retirement millionaire. The calculation method is straightforward. The overall growth rate of the Australian real estate market is 7.3%. Long-term inflation is at 3.5%. The loan-to-value ratio is 80%, with the long-term mortgage interest rate at 4%. The national average rental yield is 4%, and the property holding costs are approximately 25% of the rental return. Then, with just $160,000 in cash, you can purchase an $800,000 property. By the time you retire in 30 years, you could earn up to $1.6 million. Note that this already accounts for the impact of inflation. Some might argue, but won't there be capital gain tax when selling the property? True, but when selling the property upon retirement, there are more ways to get tax deductions. If you purchase an investment property using a self-managed super fund and sell it after retirement, you won't have to pay a cent in capital gain tax. This means the entire $1.6 million goes straight into your pocket. If you retire at 65 and spend $56,000 annually, you can comfortably spend until you are 94. Just one investment property can secure your retirement, ensuring your life without financial pressures. If you have a second investment property worth $800,000, you can enjoy an annual expenditure of $100,000, maintaining your current quality of life in retirement. Of course, if you're more ambitious, you can buy more investment properties, rely on the cash flow they generate rather than the principal. As long as you start planning for your retirement now, becoming retirement millionaire is a goal anyone can achieve. So, for those who haven't purchased the property yet, it might be wise to first buy an investment property to secure your retirement. Then you can explore buying a home to live in, investing further, starting a business, and building a portfolio. This might be the most robust retirement plan. Much better than relying on superannuation or age pension. If you've made it this far, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Turn on the notification bell to watch new weekly videos and follow me on social media at Real Coach Alex. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.